Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to see about a gauge pressure transmitter. First, what's meant by a gauge pressure transmitter? A gauge pressure transmitter is a specific type of a pressure transmitter that designed to measure a pressure relative to atmospheric pressure. It's commonly used in industrial application to monitor and control the pressure in various systems such as pipeline, tanks, and industrial equipments. Working principle of a gauge pressure transmitter. Gauge pressure transmitter measures the pressure relative to atmospheric pressure. The atmospheric pressure considered as a reference point, and the gauge pressure reading indicates the pressure above or below atmospheric pressure. The 0 point on the gauge pressure scale corresponded to atmospheric pressure. The positive reading indicates a pressure above atmospheric, while a negative reading indicates a pressure below atmospheric. Gauge pressure transmitter are often used specific pressure range of application. They are suitable for measuring a pressure above atmospheric pressure. Output signal similar to other types of pressure transmitter, which gauge pressure transmitter provides output signal, commonly in a form of analog signal like 4 to 20 milliamps or a digital signal. Proper installation is essential to ensure that a pressure transmitter accurately measures a gauge pressure. The reference point, which is atmospheric pressure, should be constant across the system. Application of a gauge pressure transmitter are used in a numerous applications where pressure measurement are referenced to atmospheric pressure. Monitoring pressure in a pipeline, vessel, and equipment within industrial settings, which is used in an industrial process. Measuring air and gas pressure in heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system. Monitoring pressure in vehicles, which used in automation industries. Pressure monitoring in manufacturing process to ensure the optimal conditions. Various experiments and research activities where relative pressure is sufficient, which is used in laboratories for experiment purpose. Let us look at the advantages of gauge pressure transmitter. Gauge pressure transmitter provides a measurement relative to atmospheric pressure, which is often critical in application where the pressure difference from the ambient air is more relevant than the absolute pressure. Gauge pressure readings are straightforward, make them easy to understand and interpret. Gauge pressure measurements are generally most cost-effective than absolute pressure measurements, as they won't require a compensation for atmospheric pressure variations. Many pressure instruments and gauges are designed to measure a gauge pressure, contributing to a standardization and ease of use. Disadvantages of a gauge pressure transmitter. Change in altitude can impact the gauge pressure reading, as atmospheric pressure decreases with the elevation. In high altitude locations, adjustments may be required. Atmospheric pressure is influenced by weather conditions, leading to a potential variation in gauge pressure readings. Weather changes may require adjustments for critical applications. Gauge pressure does not provide information about the absolute pressure in the system. In some process, knowledging the absolute pressure is essential. Gauge pressure readings are not suitable for measuring pressure below atmospheric pressure, which is a vacuum. For a vacuum application, absolute pressure measurements might be necessary. If atmospheric pressure changes significantly during a measurement period, it can lead to a misinterpretation of gauge pressure readings. And the summary of a gauge pressure transmitter are widely employed due to their relative measurements capability and cost effectiveness. However, users should be aware of a limitation related to altitude sensitivity, weather dependency, and the lack of absolute pressure information, especially in a critical application, and limited vacuum measurements. And that's all about gauge pressure transmitter. Thanks for watching.